Hallo miteinander, I'm Gish86 and this is the Let's Play Fall Funtacular. Nope, your eyes are not deceiving you, nor is this some kind of weird joke. We are in fact playing Tetris. Yes, that Tetris. For this week's competition. Now, this challenge was rightfully dubbed a Let's Player's worst nightmare. And that is undoubtedly true, because what can you tell people about freaking Tetris? Not a whole lot, that's for sure, but I will try to the best of my abilities. So, where can we start? How about the basic gameplay of Tetris? The objective in Tetris is to arrange your blocks strategically and build lines with them, so that those disappear and you can avoid hitting the top of the screen. If you do that, you lose. Tetris is an endless game. You just go on as long as you can, with the game getting increasingly difficult. And you can see how well you did on your score. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Not a whole lot to say about Tetris's gameplay. It is simple, simple to learn, but very hard to perfect. I think we can all agree on that. So, this week's competition has something special to it, and that is on how the progress score is judged. For previous weeks we had kind of score or progress thresholds that we had to reach for a certain score. We don't really have that this week. We have to try to get a good score, but the amount of points we get is directly dependent on how the other contestants did. So if others are better than me, I will get less points. If others are worse than me, I will get more points. So we're in direct competition with each other for the first time, you could say. And that is something. It also supposedly leads to very late uploads, much to the annoyance of the forum, but comparing it to Road Blasters, I think the upload schedule is kind of the same. So, what else can we say about Tetris? How about the history of Tetris? Now, that is something that would turn out really dry, but that is only because people don't know the true history of Tetris. It was in fact invented as a weapon of the Cold War, believe it or not. That's right. The Soviets made Tetris so that the Western countries would get addicted to it, and so that their workforce and scientists would be slowed down. They would be too busy playing Tetris. However, they made one fatal mistake with that. Their own scientists also tried out Tetris. They just couldn't help it. So they got addicted as well, and the plan backfired. Shot themselves in their own foot. It was a clever concept though, you have to admit that. And I also made all that up. Nope, Tetris was not a weapon of the war. Or was it? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, how well we do is judged on the score that we get in Tetris, and trying to make a good score in Tetris depends on if you do many lines at the same time. If you do only single lines, you will get very few points, but it is also a very safe play style. However, if you do 4 lines at the same time, a so-called Tetris, you will get very many points. So, but that is also of course very risky. So, you have to live with that risk if you want to get a good score. And that is what we're doing. Trying to play reckless should get us a good score. Now, a lot of people address this they mentioned their moms. That is right, your mom plays Tetris. And they do quite well. And mine did too. My mom was pretty good at Tetris. Better than me, that's for sure. I don't know why that is. Why are housewives so good at Tetris? We will never know. Maybe it's because you need to be meticulous in Tetris. Who knows? The first time I ever played Tetris was when I was 5. I just got a Game Boy, or at least my sister did. And as you all know, Tetris came with the Game Boy. The Game Boy version of Tetris is also pretty much the most notorious one. It is the most well-known one, just because of its widespread. You got a Game Boy, you got Tetris. Couldn't help it. Even if you hated Tetris, you got the game. Anyway, I was 5 when I first played Tetris. It really wasn't my kind of game, I have to admit that. I think I was just too young to play it. It was just that game. Your mom's game, as I said. It just didn't have enough explosions, lasers, cheeseburgers, and Guile's theme in it. Don't forget Guile's theme. It fits with everything. Just got a nice Tetris. You can only make Tetrisauruses? Whatever. With line pieces. And sometimes the game is very stingy with these line pieces. Tetris generally is an unpredictable game, I should say. You never know how Tetris will treat you. You will never know how a game will turn out, and I think that is kind of Tetris's charm. Every game is different. No game of Tetris will ever be the same, hands down. And that is why Tetris is so famous. Oh, we're at level 7 now. Level 7 for me is kind of the climax of the game. It is the difficulty level that I can still somewhat handle. And it's also the difficulty level where I can still make Tetrises safely and get many points for them. You get more points in the high levels than you get in the low ones. So I really have to do good on level 7. That's why I'm stacking them up high. I could have made a line there, but I didn't. I really want that Tetris. Wow, that one almost gave me 10,000. Even more, I think. Yeah. So this is pretty much the place in the game where I have to do well. I'm already at level 8 now, and it's very fast already. Anyway, Tetris really is a pretty immortal game. It's had so many incarnations, ports. You have Tetris 64, Tetris Blast, Tetris Attack, which isn't even a Tetris game if you think about it. You have Tetris 2, Electric Boogaloo. You have Tetris the movie, the game. Actually, you don't. Tetris 2, Electric Boogaloo, and the movie game, I made them up. Well, Tetris 2 does exist, but it's just called Tetris 2. Oh, we're at level 9 now, and this is pretty much where I have to say goodbye. Well, not in this video, of course, but level 9 is pretty much the place where my brain just cannot handle it. The blocks are just falling way too fast. Yeah, I've already lost now. And that's how pretty much every game in Tetris ends. But we made 70,000. Wow. We can shoot a big rocket into space. Or maybe it's a nuke? Who knows? You did well at Tetris, so now you can make World War III. Hooray! Yeah, just putting our name in, because we can. Now there is a special achievement for this week, and you're going to hear it in a sec. I don't have to explain it. Here it goes. Tetris, 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 ho! Playing Tetris for the internet, internet, internet. What am I thinking? Where are they? Where are they from? All these blocks, all these blocks, all these blocks, no one really knows. Putting piece after piece down, it never stops, never stops, never stops, until our demise. My mom plays it better than me, maybe better than you. 12 mighty warriors competing for the highest score. Yes, who will come on top? Who will come on top? Blocks are crashing down, but we will make them disappear. True. Racking up points, stacking up the blocks high into the sky. Puzzling for your life, Russia would be proud. Gimme, 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 gimme that goddamn line piece. Come on. And that was it. That was my musical interlude. Everyone had to do that. Well, they didn't have to, technically, but they should, because it gives you an extra point. If the song was voted best this week, it would get us another point. So, but I really don't know if mine has a chance at that. If you're still here, at least you survived it. But yeah, we had to sing this week. First achievement that has nothing to do with gameplay. Anyway, my second attempt, we have to play, as always, for 15 minutes. My second attempt is to show you how not to play Tetris. Well, I wasn't playing bad on purpose, but I was getting really greedy this time, and at the same time I also didn't care all that much, because I knew I wouldn't get over 70,000 again. Your highest score before a game over counts. And so we have that. We have that terrible mess. Wow. Losing at level 0. I'm kind of embarrassed. But what can you do? I really wanted to keep this run, because I had never gotten over 70,000 before. You know what I once heard about Tetris? It's supposedly a game that helps in getting smarter. That's right, your cognitive functions are boosted by playing Tetris regularly. Now, even though I read that somewhere, I think that is something that video gaming can do in general. Like games, action platformers, very hard ones that are good for your hand-eye coordination. I really think those also make you smart. It's just exercise for your brain if you have to see these pictures and react to them. That just keeps your brain exercised. I wonder if there are games that make you stupider. Counter-Strike comes to mind, but forget I just said that. I think that games like RPGs, they don't make you dumber, but games like that are not only very slow-paced, but they're also kind of indulging in themselves in a way. An RPG, when you learn to play it, you only learn this particular RPG. You're not immediately good at games or other RPGs. It's more about adapting to a certain game, and I think that this makes many RPGs actually very easy to swallow. Yeah, so RPGs, I don't think they make you much smarter, do they? But I still love playing RPGs. What else can I tell about Tetris? We're actually almost out of time. As I've said, there was no way to get a higher score at this point, so I'm kind of just playing free-for-all now. Something that also gives you points in Tetris, and that you should always do if you know where you want to place a block. you should push down to make it drop much faster. That way you will get additional points, especially if you make lines with that block. So whenever I make a Tetris, I'm like ramming my finger into the button. Yeah. I guess that looks really funny if you picture it. I think that was the last Tetris for this one. We're pretty much done. We'll be pretty much done in a second. I'm Gish86. This was Tetris. Bis bald!